Let me begin by calling out a number of misnomers. What we call the Arab Spring. It's certainly not a spring anymore, and it's not even Arab anymore. Events in Turkey, events in Iran indicate that this is a regional change, to some extent a global development, certainly not just an Arab Spring. We use the term the new Middle East. Since we are at the Paris conference, the term was coined by Shimon Peres in 1993. It was a very optimistic term, creating a new Middle East. We should now, I think, refer to the new Middle East, because it's not always that optimistic. What should Israel do in the face of the storm? Certainly not just bow its head and wait for the wind to blow away. It's too important for us, and we are too important and too powerful a regional player to just sit passively by. We should try to shape events. We should always bear in mind that our ability to shape events around us is limited by the fact that we have no real sway in Arab politics, and that in some cases, or in most cases, our intervention, whether verbal or otherwise, in Arab domestic politics may very well end up being counterproductive. For instance, since our chairman mentioned the Syrian civil war, if we come out in support of the opposition, or if we actually extend support to the opposition, we would be undermining the legitimacy of the opposition, and we would play into the regime's propaganda, arguing that this is not a genuine civil war, but actually a conspiracy hatched from the outside. But we can still have an impact. Let me cite one example from the past that has to do with Syria. Black September, 1970, the Jordanian civil war. Syria was about to intervene militarily. We did not act, but we took the Israeli Air Force to the air. We deterred the Syrian Air Force from intervening. King Hussein defeated the PLO, and the rest was history. It then became a Black September, a very important turning point in which a tacit and effective US-Israeli cooperation was executed almost or practically perfectly. So this should be our guiding line for the present. Not too much talk. We know that it's an Israeli national disease for senior and junior politicians to speak their minds on any subject under the sun, and there should be more discipline. And I hope that the Prime Minister should be able to impose discipline, at least on his ministers. Secondly, to say something clearly in a sound, clear voice when it needs to be said by authoritative spokesmen. Thirdly, to act sometimes clandestinely, sometimes discreetly, in order to affect the course of events. Finally, since I was asked specifically about Syria by the chairman, let me say this. There is a debate in this country, what is more desirable for Israel, the devil we know or the devil we don't know? Well, the devil we know is not the same devil we knew. It's a different man. Bashar al-Assad is not Hafez al-Assad, and is not even Bashar al-Assad of 4 or 5 years ago. He's now an Iranian puppet, a tool in the hands of Iran and Hezbollah. I don't think it's desirable for us to keep having him as a neighbor. We should contemplate the consequences, not just for Israel, but for the whole region, of a potential victory in Syria of the Russian, Iranian, Hezbollah, Bashar al-Assad coalition. The devil we don't know, whoever takes power in Syria, it's not, the analogy of Sinai does not apply here. In Sinai, terrorist elements dig in and we can do nothing because we have a peace treaty with Egypt that we don't want to destroy. If things or developments of the same kind occur in Syria, we will not be constrained by a non-existent peace treaty, and we can deal with events as they unfold. So bottom line, from Israel's point of view, a different regime in Syria that will diminish the influence of Iran, will start to provide a solution to the problem of Hezbollah in Lebanon, is the more desirable outcome. Thank you.